It started again.
Not from the beginning. We can redo the start though, I'm not too fussed about it. Welcome to the Hidden East Midlands podcast. Podcast is a strong word. Oh, I need to do a clap. No. Right. I've got some questions for you. Go on. How did you actually get into music? This is Angela Ava, by the way.
I'm Angela Ava. Shouldn't you have started with that?
Yeah. Go on then.
Okay, so I came from a very musical family. My mum's a piano teacher. My dad,
What?
a piano teacher.
Oh, okay.
It was terrifying because she's scared.
Can you fit a grand piano in your house?
Not a grand piano. We've got like a nice.
Just a piano.
It's quite a pretty piano to be honest. But like, my mum cares about it more than she cares about me. And
More depressing.
my dad plays guitar. My sister plays the flute and the piano, and then my other brother plays guitar. And my other brother is
That's for a life story.
my other brother. Listen, is a producer.
That's cool. That's cool. Have you worked with him before?
I have worked with him before.
I already know the answer to that.
Yeah.
What's it called? Guys Like You?
Yeah.
He produced that, didn't he?
He did in his attic.
In his attic?
Yeah.
Wow, professional setup.
It was professional.
Professional get up.
Yeah.
What's it about?
The song is about, it's like not being able to be in love. That's it.
Wow, that's
So it's
detailed and complex there.
It's like when you're in like a bunch of relationships and they just keep ending, and it's like, why are these ending? It's like, oh, because I don't care about you.
Did it go anywhere? Did it get on the radio? I don't know the answer to that. Go on anyway.
It did.
It did?
It got on BBC Radio Lincolnshire on introducing.
Well done. You could say your words.
It took a second.
Furthermore, did you do any questions? That's why you did like a 7 questions thing.
It was a 10 question.
Oh!
It was dreadful.
I'm
not
sorry.
gonna lie, it was like one of the worst things ever because I included so much and they cut out so much.
That's what happens on radio.
It was quite sad.
I'm going to be cutting out a lot of this.
I'm sorry. I don't blame you.
What's your favourite song to perform, Angela?
It's a new one that I wrote. It's called I Don't Like Your Dad, and it's quite upbeat. It's like a different sort of song to what I usually write, and it's just very fun because it's got a lot of emotion in it. Hatred emotions.
Why? What drew your inspiration for that song? Why did you write that song? Don't answer that. What are you working on now? What are you working on? What are you doing?
I'm working on an EP, Joe. I'm working on an EP.
Oh.
It's crazy.
What's that about? How many songs is on it? What's the track listing? Let's go from the top.
4 songs.
4 songs.
4 songs.
What's the track listing?
What does that mean?
What songs are on there? Jesus.
Okay, so the EP is called Yours Truly. It's basically because
Bloody pigeon. Go on, continue. I'm just gonna get this on camera. Look at this.
so they stop.
Look at this. Look at him.
So all the songs are like messages to people. Like messages.
Could you not have done that in a text?
No, because all my feelings came into songwriting, which is like, it's given me like so much inspiration for like writing music lately. So the first song is called 18, which is about like war, and it's basically a message.
War?
It's about war.
What have you got to do with war?
So 18 is about like the emotions which like people our age are feeling about like growing up in the world at the moment, because we're constantly like, oh shit, are we gonna die? So yeah, it's about war.
Okay. Track number 2.
Okay.
Oh no, we'll continue. Go on then. You had more to say.
Okay, so that one's about, it's basically a letter to Putin to be like, sort your shit out.
Wow, I'm sure he'll get that.
I think he may be. Okay, the second song.
Yeah. What's the second song?
I don't know.
We're gonna start again. That bit. And pretend that didn't happen. What's the second song, Angela?
The second song is called Make Me Cry.
Once exciting topic.
Yeah.
Not depressing.
No, it's not depressing. We won't go into what that one's about. The third one is...
We probably should go into that one.
The second song. Okay, so the second song it's about a prick that, you know, just sort of messed me up a little bit, and that's all we're gonna say.
It's also about Putin. What's the third song about?
The third song is actually about my mum. It's like you basically kept like meeting up in the living room at like 1 o'clock in the morning. It's about my mum. So it's basically about like, it's just about my mum.
Wow!
Do you want me to go into it?
That will stand up on a press release.
Okay, so the first verse is about like, I'll meet you in the living room at 1 a.m. and we just sort of like have like conversations and we talk.
Very late.
Very late, I know. And we'd end up watching Bullseye as well, which was actually quite fun. And then the second verse is about 1
What are
p.m.
you?
I'm 19.
Bullseye.
And it's like old Bullseye. It's like from the 90s. Cool hairstyle.
The 90s.
The 90s. Or 80s. No, 90s. Or 80s. I don't know. One of the two.
Okay,
Terrible
continue.
quality.
Yeah, 1 a.m. talk to your
So-
mum watching Bullseye. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as we do.
And then the second verse is about like 1 p.m. and we basically don't get on in the afternoon. Like we always argue, which is like just sort of flips it round, and then like we're like shouting at each other and stuff. But then it always just ends up, we end up like making friends over a cup of tea.
You know what? That's actually quite an interesting concept about flipping around. I'm not against that idea, and I'd like to listen to that song. What song are we on now? What's the fourth song about, Angela? Don't check your phone, you already know the answer.
I know. The fourth song is called Dear You, and it's like, it's probably the most different song I've written because it's actually quite difficult to play. Like, well, it's not.
It's got an F chord.
It's got
It's got a bar chord.
It's got a bar chord. It actually has. I don't actually know what the chords are because they're not actual chords. They're like
Professional musician.
no, and it's high capo on fifth fret. Fifth. That song is also a message to a prick. Am I not allowed to swear because I've sworn twice?
Well, we can bleep it out.
Okay.
Obviously, we've recorded 3 songs. I don't know if you remember what the 3 songs are. I do. We're going to see if you can remember the 3 songs you recorded for this. What's the first song? Just name any of the 3 songs that you recorded, and we'll start with that.
I can't remember. Do you remember?
Yes, I do. Which one do you want to start with?
So the first one.
Let me ask the question.
Okay, sorry.
Obviously, you recorded 3 songs for this. Not that we recorded it here, we recorded it earlier in the studio. Bloody plane! It's the red arrows. Obviously, you recorded 3 songs for us. The first one being I Don't Like Your Dad, which is a creative name for a song. Give us a little run through. I can't remember if that was on the EP or not. It's not, is it?
It is.
It is on the EP.
Yeah.
Fair dues.
Is it?
Is it?
No, it's not.
It's not on the
It's
EP.
not on the EP. Do you want to start that again?
No, we're keeping that in because it's funny. Give us a quick run through of that song and, you know, what it means, basically. It's obviously, the clue's in the name, but
Yeah.
anything to do with the song.
So it was basically something happened the day before that made me really mad with this man, and I was like, okay, I was like really like overthinking it in my head and everything. So I went home the next day and I was just sort of like, song, like this needs to be in a song, and I came up with a chord progression like over a year ago, which I really liked, and it sort of like went major in the chorus, which is something that I don't really do. Like I don't tend to like switch chord progressions and that throughout songs. So I just like came up with that, and I was like, oh my god, I love this song. Like, and there is when I perform it as well, it feels so good because I can literally just like picture this man standing there and I'm just like saying it to him, and I really, really love for him to be at a gig where I sing this song, so I just look at him dead in the eye and be like,
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll, man.
Roll.
That sounds well.
Right, we'll give that a play, and then we'll come back and do the other ones, I guess.
I think your dad's a dickhead and you must get it from him when you turn a blind eye to the emotions which your woman shows. You think you're so superior, raise your voice so we can hear, but why can't you get the hint that nobody is listening? And I used to think he was kinda nice. It's clear to see that I was blind. I would like to shake your hand and tell you you're a shitty man with a shitty heart and your morals down, but I can't do that 'cause your left hand's full. I would like to shake your hand and tell you you're a shitty man with a shitty heart and your morals down, but I can't do that 'cause your left hand's full. I was thinking of a metaphor, small man against a meteor, broken hand of an amateur. It makes me crease that you're so weak. Always like to make it awkward, and you used to look at me like a daughter, but now you look and you see someone who escaped your dickhead of a son. Well, I used to think he was kinda nice. It's clear to see that I was blind. I would like to shake your hand and tell you you're a shitty man with a shitty heart and your morals down, but I can't do that 'cause your left hand's full. I would like to shake your hand and tell you you're a shitty man with a shitty heart and your morals down, but I can't do that 'cause your left hand's full. To shake your hand, but to be honest I can't stand to be with you in a 100 square meter room. I would like to shake your hand, but to be honest I can't stand to be with you in a 100 square meter room. I would like to shake your hand, but to be honest I can't stand to be with you in a 100 square meter room. I would like to shake your hand and tell you you're a shitty man with a shitty heart and your morals down, but I can't do that 'cause your left hand's full. I would like to shake your hand and tell you you're a shitty man with a shitty heart and your morals down, but I can't do that 'cause your left hand's full. A dickhead.
Second song, Cup of Tea. Give us, I know you've spoken about it already, but give us another quick rundown from sort of, you know, how not how you feel about it, but just in general about the song.
So, I sort of wrote this song, and it was just sort of, I wanted to let my mum know, like, how I felt and how I sort of like our relationship that we've got, and cup of tea, it's her favourite drink, so I just thought that's a fitting name, and she drinks way too much.
We'll give that a listen, who knows, check it out. Bloody ambulance and the red arrows!
You in the living room at 1 a.m. and we'll talk about the things that we haven't said yet. We'll grab us both a cup of coffee for our head. I fill you in on how my day went. You'll laugh hearing what I have to say. You tell me anecdotes about my father back in his day. And I know it must be scary that I'm growing in this world, but trust me when I say this, I am still a little girl, and we're both still like I am just as terrified. Need a me how 1 p.m. we're shouting at each other once again. So I'll slam my door and wish that I was dead. But it lasts about a minute and I finally agree. I'll meet you in the kitchen for a cup of tea. Forget the situation, put on the TV. And I know it must be scary that I'm growing in this world, but trust me when I say this, I am still your little girl. And we're both still like I am, just as terrified. So you stick on the kettle and I'll get your favourite mug. Milk, no sugar, assignment understood. I like it when we meet for a cup of tea. So you stick on the kettle and I'll get your favourite mug. Milk, no sugar, assignment understood. I like it when we meet for a cup of tea. So you stick on the kettle and I'll get your favourite mug. Milk, no sugar, assignment understood. I like it when we meet for a cup of tea. And I know it must be scary that I'm growing in this world, but trust me when I say this, I am still a little girl. And we're both still like I am, just as terrified.
So, it's a Taylor Swift album. That's basically what it is.
Kind of. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not a Taylor Swift album.
Well, 3 of the songs are about bloody breakup. That's very Taylor Swift.
No, they're not. 2 of them actually. One of them's about the father.
You don't like because of the breakup.
I don't like him full stop. He's a prick.
Okay, we're gonna end that bit. Obviously, with all this writing, it's you've had to do quite a bit. Have you come across a creative block? Writing block? And if so, how did you get over it? How did you write over it?
To be honest, I've had recently I've not had a block just because I went months, half a year without writing, and then I think that's just lack of motivation. Nothing's really happened in that time, and then everything sort of happened at once, and then I was like, oh my god, lyrics, it's great.
There it is. So you have them. You just haven't had a writer's block. It's been clean, easy going through all the songs.
For the past for this EP, I've been 2 songs a week, which has been new for me, and the songs I'm actually happy with, which is rare.
Do you nick the chords, or do you make the chord progressions yourself? And same with the lyrics, do you you make them all up? The melodies and that, do you nick a bit from here, nick a bit from there?
I feel nowadays it's really difficult to write anything new. You write something and you really like it, and then you're like, oh, I like it because it's the exact same as this song. And I always find that Conan Gray is someone that I'll accidentally steal off all the time. But yeah, not intentionally. It happens, but I don't intend for it to happen.
That's what it is. Nick the best, and you end up with the best song. How do you feel about today's music industry and how you gig and how you make music, how you get music out there? Do you feel like it's beneficial that it's easier to get your music on streaming platforms, or do you feel like it's overcrowded, it's too easy to get it on there?
I think it is very easy because it's not even there's checks that you have to go through to see if it's got the best quality or something. So SoundCloud, anyone can post on SoundCloud.
That's fair. There should be at least one platform.
Yeah, I think that's good for it, but it's when not that great quality music is going on bigger platforms like Spotify and Apple Music and that.
Yeah.
But I think being from Lincoln, it's very difficult to sort of make your way up just because Lincoln music scene's so small, and all we really have is open mics and that, which as much as people are oh, you should go to them because it gives you a bigger chance of getting discovered and whatever, no, it isn't. It's very rare, and there's one known record label in Lincoln, which I've heard.
I won't speak on that.
No.
How do you keep going? So obviously it's the process, like doing an open mic night. There's about 4 people there. It's obviously a bit of it kicks your morale a bit in the teeth. But how do you just keep on going, or is there a way you think about it and just treat it, or do you just?
So I mean, like I literally only did my first open mic like 2 weeks ago, and it was a really good experience because I sort of went and like I was like, I don't really know what to expect from this, and I got there and there was like 3 people there, but then because I got there like half an hour early, and then when it got to the actual time when it was starting, so many people came, and it was the first time like people had actually listened to my music, because people were actually quiet, they're like silent when they were listening. So yeah, we were like, it was like the first time that people had listened to me, because I've done like gigs and stuff, but it's been in pubs and no one actually listened, because people go to a pub to drink, they don't go to just listen to music. So it was understandable why people weren't listening, because it wasn't an actual like gig or anything. So I think that it's good to go for experience, like even just to be on the stage, because before in your bedroom you're gonna sound a lot better, like because you haven't got the nerves of having people watching and stuff. And like everyone thinks it's sort of like, why didn't it sound like that? Like when I was actually on the stage, it's because you don't have the nerves that you do on the stage.
Angela, what's the third song about?
The third song is called. Have you listened to them since?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the one.
What's it about? Is it on the EP? I can't remember. Professional interviewer.
It is not.
What's it about then? You haven't talked about it.
Okay, so Happiness is about sort of doing things to please people, like. Yeah, actually, I remember how I started that song. I literally messaged one of my friends and was just sort of like, give me a word, and the word was glasses, and then I just wrote a whole song around this word glasses, because the first.
So and then you came up with the word happiness.
Well, yeah, I don't want to call it glasses. Stupid. So, because like the first line of the song is, I saw your glasses on my floor, because we were laughing until they fell off, which doesn't rhyme.
But it does in the song. In the
It
context of the song.
And yeah, it's just like being that person that's always going to do something to make you happy, and it's basically just about being like walked all over kind of thing.
Fair dues.
Yeah.
Fair dues.
Cheery.
Creative songwriting. Enjoy that song. It's going on now.
I saw your glasses on my floor, 'cause we were laughing until they fell off. The moment passed quick and now we're back to the same old us. I saw your toothbrush on my sink, and it makes me think of when you used to make me overthink that I was yours, but you shared a bathroom with many others. Ooh, you like the fact that I am a mess. And ooh, oh, and I would take it if it gives you happiness. I saw your suitcase packed by the door, and I thought, is this a drill? You've done this so many times before. But you left your keys on the counter, gives you happiness. So you'll be back and I'll be damned, like every simple mistake we make that we hope would all make sense in the end. But I'm not stupid this time, no, I'm not stupid this time, no, I'm not stupid this time, and I'm not stupid this time.
Well, that's it from us at Hidden East Midlands. I hope you enjoyed that interview with
Angela Ava.
Wow.
Wow.
I've been Joseph Kelly.
I've been Angela Ava.
Bye.
Bye.
Tune in next week for when I discover how to resurrect dogs. Well, that's perfect.